And then, you know, we wanna do Black History year round. So we might just have you once a month. We'll definitely have another session next month. And because, Mrs. Williams, when did you join St. Luke's?
Let's see, I guess it must have been about 1965.
65.
I know it was before Victor was born. Walter Jr. was about 4 or 5 when we started coming to Walter.
So
I came up in the Methodist Church, East Vine Avenue Methodist Church, that is Linden Senior.
maybe we'll wait a moment till we have everyone sitting and not talking, because you're already starting to say interesting things.
We'll just be quiet as we go through the line.
Okay.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that won't forget that, that's right.
Okay, all right, I can, Mrs. Williams was just saying that she joined St. Luke's in 1965, and then she was telling us what her church upbringing was before that. What was that?
Vine Avenue Methodist, and it's Linden Senior Methodist now. When, Urban Renewal came, well, that church was on Vine Avenue in the section, you know, that was torn down. And so we moved out to the church that's Linden Senior now. And there was a member, Dr. E.F. Linden, who had a lot of property, and he was going to give the church some money to get another church if they named the church after his son who had died. So then it was Linden Methodist Church. And then at that time, the church that's across the street from what was Eastport School, Senior Chapel, that was a small church, the same denomination. So the conference eventually closed that church and merged it with what was Linden. So now that's how the name Linden Senior came about. And that's part of the United Methodist Church.
So when you came, she was saying that the Williams family moved here in 65, and who was,
Walter was already here. He came when he was in high school.
oh,
Mr. and Mrs. Hogue had a meeting every Sunday for, you know, teenagers. Not that they didn't have to be members of the church, and he and a lot of others came. And so he liked it so well. He and a good friend of his, Harold Ramsey lives up in the Washington, Maryland area. He's been here visiting. He's a doctor now. Well, both of them joined the church when they were in high school. So Walter's been with the church, so I guess that was since back in the 40s.
oh, so you've been with the church quite a while before you managed to get your parents here. Yeah.
This was senior. This was
Yeah, I
Walter.
thought
No,
it was
Walter
senior.
Senior.
This was Walter Senior who
Okay.
joined when he was in.
That's right, I knew that, okay.
And you know, after the church moved in this building, the Hope family lived about 2 blocks up the street, right across the street from, you know, where the park is.
The Hogue family, that was,
Otis,
Otis
Melissa,
Hogue.
and Mr. Hope's mother.
oh, really?
Uh-huh.
And Mr. and Mrs. Hogue and Mr. Hogue's mother.
Yes.
Okay. Can you say something more about what the two Hogues did?
They kept St. Luke's going, you know. I guess everything that can be done in the church, you know. Mr. Hogue has done it. He's been lay breather, of course. Walter Senior was a lay breather. Anything that Mr. Hogue would do to keep the church going, I can remember that when he bought all the Sunday school literature, you know. And then after Father Jones came, he would go around picking up children, you know, to come to the church. And I know Walter used to pick up some, you know, and bring to church too, but anything the church needed, Mr. Hope always, you know, was always available to do it. And then, you know, I was a teacher at Austin High School when Mr. Hope was principal. And of course, that was after Father Jones came, and that was back when you do the printing, you know, by using the typewriter and cutting the stencil. And I'd look at Mr. Hope, and Father Jones would be standing at the door of my room. They had something they wanted me to type. And that's how I happened to be working on it with John Mayo. When Mr. Johnson was here, he was the treasurer, and he wanted somebody to type type his report. So he came to me, and I would type it. I usually get it run off at school, you know. And so Mr. Johnson said, he put me on that committee, you know, if you want to say it. But that's all I did, you know, just type it, run it off and give it to him. And then Mr. Blocker, you know, was helping. And then it got so Mr. Blocker couldn't come. He seemed to be so that if he didn't have some help, you know, you couldn't carry it on. So that's how I happened to be working with the treasurer.
Oh my, that was a long, you had a long stint with that.
And I used to make the bulletins, you know, when your father was here.
Daddy followed Father Jones. And I think of Father Jones as being the kind of the hero of St. Luke's, the saint of St. Luke's, if you wish. He had played such an important role in the civil rights, the lunch sit-ins. Can you say anything more about that?
You know, now I don't know if this is, you know, what really happened back then. And Walter Sr. was here. He had a good memory. He could remember all of it. The time I worked, raised a husband and two little boys. I said that because I heard somebody say that about one of the priests that had been here said his wife had raised a husband and 5 kids. And my parents had an accident. It was back in 1961, just before Christmas. My father died about 2 weeks after. And my mother, you know, had head injuries, and there was problems, you know, from all the end time. I'm an only child. And then by the time I kind of looked after her and kept that going and worked and tried to keep things going at home. Well, I can't remember all these little things, but back to where I started from, when Father Jones was working, you know, was in his civil rights activities. I think I heard them say that the bishop had appointed Father Bull over at St. James to be the one to go and get Father Jones out of jail. And I said, I'm not sure. Everybody I could ask about it, it was gone. And so, as I recall, that's what happened.
It might have been in case he got.
But he was getting arrested sometime.
Right. And then he also, there was a period when they put a bunch of teenagers in jail, and you weren't able to bail them out unless you were their parents. And so Father Jones went down, and they asked him, well, who are yours? And he said, they're all mine. All 10 of them. Bailed them out.
And something else Father Jones did, when some people would get arrested, you know, they need somebody to go to bail, and Father Jones was asking people in the church to put up their property as bail.
How did that go over? Did people do it?
I don't know if some did it, but I know some who didn't do it.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, one of the things that we were talking about, we were trying to keep an eye on time, but, was what her memories of the Delaney family, since the whole city is focusing on the Delaney family. Could you share something about your memories of Delaney's?
Yes, we all went to the same church, East Rhine Methodist at that time. And of course, back in those days, it was safe to walk the streets, and I remember walking to Sunday school, when I was a child. This was before I was in high school, and I would pass the Delaney house, and the brother who was here, who lived here, was a barber, and his his shop came, all the way out to the sidewalk, and their house was connected to it, and it was set back just a little bit. And I could remember that brother, his name was Sam Delaney. I could remember his mother sitting on the porch, and I told her, I said, she reminds me of, a picture I've seen of Whistler's mother. She was sitting in a rocking chair and had on, either black or dark gray. And I remember this woman, she had, her dress always came down over her shoes, and she'd be sitting in the rocking chair out on the porch, and she always had, I guess a little bonnet on her head. And as I remember, people passing by, she never interacted with anybody, just seemed like she was looking straight ahead. And I was telling her, I said, of course I was young then, but as I remembered seeing people would talk about, Buford Delaney and Joseph Delaney, Sam Delaney's brothers, their artistic ability. It always seemed, and some things that I can just pick up from what I hear that Sam Delaney had said. He was a good friend of my great uncle Ed Reinhardt, that he felt that his brothers were getting all the praise, and the mother lived with him. Of course, Sam Delaney was married and had a son. He was already away from home, and he had 2 daughters. Well, and I was telling her, I said, I remember, I guess it was about the second year after I came out of college, I was a social worker. The official name was welfare worker. This was for the Tennessee Department of Public Welfare. It's now the Department of Human Services. It was located on Hill Street. And at that time, my duty, what the welfare workers do, sometimes we do the intake, and sometimes somebody else would do for old age assistance, age-dependent children, aid to the blind, and aid to the disabled. And, after that application was taken, we had to verify some information and decide if they were eligible to receive a grant. And then, each year, within a year's time, you would have to do a redetermination. And at that time, if a person were getting old age assistance, and the person had children, each child had to fill out a form telling what their income was to see if this child was able to contribute, to the parents' upkeep. And of course, we had to send out the forms and wait on to get them. And later that was changed. That was after I had stopped working. I worked there for 4 years.
So are you saying that like the adult children
Yes.
had to fill out forms?
Those in town and out of town. And so it's now, I was thinking back on it, so I'm sure Sam Delaney, the brother who lived here, he was bearing all the costs, for the elderly mothers, and those other 2 brothers were out of town, out of the country doing their thing. And so, just some things that people said, I got them, as I think back on it, I think he sort of, resented the fact that he was being so stable and looking after his mother, and people were praising his brothers. People were praising his brothers, for their
art, yeah. And the brothers were often didn't have any money.
No.
People were raising money. There's a, if
And
you
they,
go,
they weren't even in the country.
right, and I don't know, if you go to the art museum, that exhibit, Suzanne and Aluna were here this week, and we went, that exhibit is incredible. They've gotten paintings that Buford Delaney did, like from private holders, private owners, museum on the West Coast, Atlanta. It takes up both sides of the main floor. And anyway, there was a letter there that James Baldwin had, it was all typed up, and James Baldwin was trying to raise money to take care of Delaney, Buford Delaney.
And I was thinking back during that time, when the mother was living with the brother here, I don't think he would have given the impression that he wasn't able to take care of his mother, would have been in a position to even fill out a form.
Yeah. One of the things we got onto this subject was when you were telling about where they lived and you were telling about the different buildings there, and I believe you said that there was a St. Luke's, one of the early.
St. Luke's was at that time was meeting in I think it'd been some kind of building at that time, but it's called a storefront. And they were meeting in a building that was right next to the Eastbound Methodist Church. And they would meet, early, and I know they would be coming out, after having had the service. Just about time I'd be going to Sunday school.
I think at that time they were using priests from St. John's. St. John's wasn't a cathedral then, but St. John's had helped to start it. So if they had communion, they probably had communion when they had a priest, and other times they were using lay readers.
And I remember that time, Walter was going to, I'm thinking before we moved from Bryan Avenue, East Bryan Avenue Methodist, and Walter was going to that church, and he said after them early service was over, he would go to another church. And I know one Sunday he came to, my church, and there's quite a number of teachers who went there, and one of the teachers recognized him and asked him to stand up and tell who he was. I think he said that was the last time he went.
That can boomerang.
He went there, and he would go to some of the other churches because he could tell about, the ministers that had been at certain churches. And I think he particularly liked the Logan Temple at that time.
Where was Logan Temple then?
At that time, they were on Commerce.
Where was Congress?
That's very close to Gay Street. And that building was taken during urban renewal. And, the congregation split. Some of it, the church that is Logan Temple, and some were at First and Design.
After the urban renewal kind of, as they were trying to move some of the left and went there.
As I think about when I was in college, my major was sociology. Of course, once I was there, I took education courses and, got a teaching certificate. And then later I decided I wanted to teach, and they told me that they needed elementary teachers, so I went out to UT and took the courses, got certified in elementary school. Then I later was teaching mostly English, so I got, my English credits get. But back to the sociology, I think about, when a city, people first settled a city, they were down, around the river and all. And then as time goes on and the people become more prosperous, those people, they move out. And people who are poor, move into that section. And as I think back about it some now, we talk about urban renewal. Some of I personally don't think it was all because they wanted to give a certain group of people a hard time. That was just a natural progression of things. As the city would grow, you know, they need some space, and what was close, you know, have other businesses around. And the people who would live there, they'd become prosperous, and they would move out. And the people who would move into the property that was left there, you know, were not as prosperous. I think that went into taking all that land, you know, around the old city and all.
Well, to be continued?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.